Canada, and all of their union locals are, in this particular case, sorted by province. But in some cases, that may not be. They may just have a list of these individual locals, and they may not be geographically grouped. So it all depends. Different unions will have a different ways how they present the data. So, for example, let's look at this province Ontario. And under Ontario, here are these individual union locals. So for each one, we will need to check the information that is provided. The most important criteria for entering the data is, can we find information? It's actually, can we find an email or one of the key contacts? Key contacts, as I said earlier, would be president, vice president, chief steward, secretary, or treasury. So can we find an email information for at least one of those contacts? Okay, so let's look at this local 102. When we click on it, here's the information about the union local. And we can see President Dominic Musitano, and we do have his email address. That means that we met first qualifying criteria. We at least have one executive whose email we have. So we can now proceed and enter the information about this particular local into the application. So let's do that. So let's go back to the application and click on the plus company, new company. Company name from here is this. This is the local name, and then we enter it here. Its website address is this. Okay, and that's what we're gonna put in here. Just remove the space. Description. Here we need to put information who is the employer for this particular union local. This information we can find on union local website. So let's go on their website and see, can we find that information. So this information is usually presented on the home page, which here we cannot really find it, or it could be under one of the links where it says our union, about us, our history, those types of links. Every different union local will have a different structure of the website, so you will have to look around and see, can you find information about who is the employer for the union, and then how many members this particular union local may have. This information can be sometimes very visible. Very quickly you find it. Sometimes it's really hard, and you have to spend more time digging through the website to find this information. Finding information about the employer should be easier. Finding information about number of members can be more difficult, and in most of the cases is not actually available on the website. So do not spend a whole lot of time searching for the information about how many members union local may have. If it jumps at you and you quickly can find it, excellent, enter that information into the software. But if not, then just skip that information altogether. So let's look here. Can we find information about who's their local? Okay, so we can see here that the employers here it's really hospitals, hospitality and restaurants types of employers. So let's put that in, restaurants, and let's look if we can find information about the number of employees for this union. Pay attention here. This is the entire Canadian organization, and that whole organization has a 250,000 members. But this particular local 102 does not have that many members. It may have a couple of hundred, or maybe less than that, whatever, more than that. But again, this information obviously is not readily available here. So we will just check here, union facts, maybe it could be there. Union dues, not really. Let's see, maybe here. No, so there's no information about how many members they have, so we'll just skip that. We will put nothing in here, and then we will say we will basically now put your 2-letter code, so you make sure that we know you entered this particular union, and we will save it. Now that we've entered the union local, here you will see all information about this particular union local. Now we need to enter contacts. So in here, if we want to enter a contact, we'll click on the contacts. And here we have information who's the president, Dominic Morsitano. Let's put that information here. His first name is Dominic, last name is Morsitano. Okay, title is president. And then his email address is this. Let's put it in here. And then let's mark this with your 2-letter code that you've entered that. So save. There we go. So we've entered this particular person. And let's see on the website of this particular union, can we find information about other executives like vice president, chief steward, or secretary? Let's see if we can find that. Usually this is under like, our board, under link executives, directors, those types of links. So let's see here under our union, no YFC, let's see here. There's no information. Let's see here under contact us. So in this particular case, we do not have information about other executives. So we will not proceed and enter that, okay? So now we want to send an email to this particular gentleman. So we go to contacts, we click on Dominic, and then go send email and choose a template. So in this particular case, template is this. We will provide you information which template you will have to use. The template will be pre-populated, and then you have to change your last name, Morsitano, there we go. And then we'll click a send, and the email will go out. There we go. We send him an email. And then what we need to do here after we complete that step is we need to select proper email that we sent, which was the intro for UFCW. That's the name of the email template, yeah? There we go. This is how we know, when you enter this information, this is how we know which emails were sent to individual people, okay? So with this, we've completed entering the data for this particular union local. Now, if you want to see locals that you entered, excuse me, you will go here under companies, and then in this filter, you will select your own filter. So this is your 2-letter code, CR union, and here are the unions that are entered under your code. Here's our test union that we have entered, and here's this real one that we entered. If you want to see contacts that you've entered, then again, you will click on contacts, select a filter for your code, 2-letter code, and here are the contacts that we've entered under your code. Okay, so this is from a test union, and this is from the real union that we've entered. Sometimes the lists of the union locals could be provided like this as a map, and then in this particular case, this is the map of all the unions in the United States. So let me just organize this view. So when you hover over these I mean, this is just an example. It's not always like this, but in this particular case, when you click here, you will see the name of the local. And usually if it has a link, more information, then it's going to take you to their website. If they do not have this link here, more information, that means that this particular union local does not have a website. So let's find one that actually has a link, more information. Sorry for kind of hovering around. Come on. There we go. So here we have a link, more information. So that means that this your local has a website. Let's look at this particular union local website. Here we go.